Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another CSR2 video. I am here with 12 Days of Donna, and I'm on race 25 because I didn't want to make you watch through race 1 through 24, which is basically to lock in the three cars. So I locked them in a particular order that I liked, which is to put T3 first, T2 second, and T4 third. There's no right or wrong way to lock it in. I don't think it makes that much of a difference, especially near the end. I think based on my earlier run on my main account, I believe those particular runs at the end are set to the particular car. It doesn't matter where you lock them in. So race 47, I should probably be stuck using the T2 car, for example. Okay, well, let's run this, and as we run it, we'll discuss a little bit about this event and its difficulty. Now, this being the Holiday Cup, it should be relatively easy for us to get through. With that in mind, and having run it already on my main account, I am trying to get it through on my second account without any stage 6s on any of the cars that I'm using. So I'm basically using stage 5 only setups on these cars and hoping that I can make it through without a problem. Now, the GTR, when set up to this particular setup, one of the slight annoyances is that it doesn't like to activate nitrous right on time. For example, I just hit nitrous on second and it didn't go. I didn't realize until almost fourth. So that cost me quite a bit of time there. But that is something that you can kind of shift around or time around depending on what is causing it. I will keep trying and keep going, and I should be able to get this down pretty well. That was race 25. Now we're going to 26. So the thing about this is a holiday cup. It's not meant to be super difficult, but again, you're going to win a car at the end, so it's not really meant to be super easy either. The GTR's main thing is that it's a little hard for beginners to kind of get the hang of shifting it and getting the nitrous going. That first gear is really short. If you can get out of that, get into second without totally butchering it and skipping it like I did, you should be able to get a decent run out of the car. But again, it takes a little practice to get the hang of how quick that first shift is. You could cheat a little bit by launching a little earlier, giving yourself that hair of time, or you can launch really late and then just shift right out of it. But try not to double shift like I did. All right, race 27, then we have two relays. Okay, so this is against a T3 car. Not that it makes any difference. That might be a T4 car. I don't know. So again, I kind of shifted too quick out of second. It's probably going to cost me a little bit of time, but it won't kill me. I'm still well ahead. This is an easy win. All right. Some bronze keys, good reward. I mean, he ran a 17. That was a T4 Mustang. 17 versus 13, so it's not like it's difficult. Okay, now we're going to start two relays in a row, back to back. The first one's a two-car relay. The second one might be a three-car relay, but let's find out. Okay, so the T2 goes against the T1, the T4 against the T4. So this car should beat that car, which will give you a head start here, and so you should have no problem. That is why the computer's saying it's easy. And notice I have my stage 6s, but I didn't install them. Okay, here we go. So don't want to butcher this run, so I'm going to try to get a good run out of this. This car likes third gear nitrous, at least with stage 5 only. Okay, so that first one we get a nice margin, so it makes the second one even easier. Okay, here we go. Ooh, little pause there. Wow, that was way ahead of the other guy, so no problem at all. So 18 seconds against 24, that's like a 19 second against 24, about a 5-second lead, so huge lead. No problem at all for that relay. Let's see what the next one requires. Okay, so another relay, this time all 3 cars. Okay, again, easy. Okay, another easy one, but this time all 3 cars. So the Mustang kind of gives you a heads up on what kind of a lead you're going to have going into the second race. And that's part of the reason why I kind of like it in the first part of the relay, because then I kind of know what my margins are coming into the second race. Not that the T2 wouldn't have beaten the T1 anyway, but just something to look at. Okay, here we go. Against the T5. Getting a little bit of a lag pause there. He's just starting, but he's going to catch up relatively quick. But I still have a huge margin. Okay, car number 3. Here we go. Nissan GTR versus a Ford Focus RS, so this should be easy peasy right here. Okay, let's see. Here we go. 7.9. It is a quarter-mile run, not a half-mile. So 28 against 35. Plenty of leeway there. Easy so far. And that's race 29, so we're going into 30 at this point. So again, given the nature of this event, I don't expect it to really get hard probably until the last 4 or 5 races. And I'm going to get a Mustang GT Stage 6 because that's the first car I locked in. These few right here are probably going to be the more difficult races before we get to the car. But even from here to race 43, I would think would be relatively easy. Everything so far has been on easy. And all these cars, all 3 of them are on stage 5 only, although they are running basically full fusions. Okay, here we go. So a stage 5 only WRX should be able to hit 10.9 something. Let's see if I got it. Yeah, 10.993. Again, this is pretty much on dyno or very close to it, so this is not a dyno buster car. At least not with the Max Evo setup. Weird how everybody who you want to get presents from challenge you to a drag race. Huh. Yeah, it is. It is weird. Okay, race 31, some monies. That's going to be a T2, obviously. That's going to be the T4 because, you know, the rewards reflect whichever car you need to use. Okay, here we go. Try not to screw this up. That was relatively decent. That's a 13.4 something, 492, which is probably one of the best runs I've done so far. Okay, still facing 17. Okay, all right, we won 7 races in Tier 4. All right, so this one's going to be the Subaru. Let's go race. All right, here we go, Subaru. So again, 3rd gear nitrous to kind of keep the car from wasting the nitrous on the wheel spins. That looks like it was even better than last time. Yep, 10.956. Doing good. Get a little more uncommon fusions. On to the next one. Okay, so this one, again, it's Subaru, and then we're going to go to Nissan. Okay, here we go, Subaru. Whoops, too early on the nitrous. That's going to cost me. This is going to be like a 11-1 run. But it's still good enough to beat it. Ah, 11.037 against what was a 10.95 something. So by using nitrous in second, you actually hurt it, but not by a huge amount, but definitely not as good as nitrous in third. All right, race 34, back to the Nissan. Okay, here we go. Nissan GTR once again. Again, I'm going to try to get out of that first quick. That, see right there, nitrous didn't go again, even though I was hitting it. So that's going to cost me a little bit. This is going to be around a 13.6 run. So that nitrous doesn't like to activate sometimes if you get the car launching in a certain way. I find that early launches sometimes will trigger that. I don't know if this is device specific or this is just something designed into the game, but it's pretty obnoxious when you're trying to hit nitrous and you're tapping the button, nothing happens. Um, Late launch usually could solve that problem just by launching late. Race 35, still the Nissan. Then obviously we're going to go to the Ford at that point over there. This might be a speed trap for the Ford or for the Subaru, but more likely for the Ford. Okay, here we go. Let's see if we can get nitrous to go this time. I'm going to launch kind of late. That's a little bit of a late launch, but the nitrous activated immediately. Not a great run, but good enough for my purposes for now, since I'm still facing very slow opponents. Get some gold to add some gas. Here we go. Get the gas. Let's keep going. Okay, here we go. Race number 36, still the Nissan. Then we're going to go to the Ford. Okay, Nissan once again. Again, I'm going to launch pretty late. Again, no nitrous. Notice, even though I launched late, hitting nitrous didn't do anything. That's one thing that I find very obnoxious with this car, and it really kind of takes the fun out of driving it. Um, Again, that is grip and tune dependent. You can tune around that, but with Stage 5 only Max Evo Tune right now, that has happened probably once out of 3 races, which is very obnoxious. Okay, race 37, back to the Ford. The good news about the Ford is it does not have the problem of nitrous not activating. So I should have no problem with second gear nitrous. And it'll run pretty consistent times as long as you don't redline or shift too early. So this is a little more stable than the Nissan. It's also easier to drive. So this is pretty good. Let's get that part. Ford rear. All right, I'll take them. These are all good. Okay, now we have a speed trap, race 38, this time with the Nissan. Oh, it didn't use the Ford. It went back to the Nissan. Okay, here we go. 133, that should be no problem. Car tops out around 161. 161. So unless there's a much faster speed trap later for this Nissan, this shouldn't be much of an issue. Even if it goes into like 150s, I can easily get it. All right, we are up to 39. Back to the Subaru. And then there's a relay for 5 go keys. Okay, here we go. Mustang. Oh, wait, Subaru. Okay, not my best shifting, but it'll have to do. Oh, not bad, 10.974. So a little bit early shift didn't hurt me too much. Still got it into the 10.9s. And easy win over the opponent to get some parts. That was the 11.8. Okay, so we're looking at another relay now. This should be interesting. Well, we'll figure it out. Let's see, all 3 cars, but it says easy. That's all you got to say? Okay, here we go. So this is a 3-car relay, but it's still marked easy. So let's see how it goes. Okay, Mustang versus T1. This should be a nice lead. You don't want to screw up these runs because you want every little bit of that lead you can get. Although that was a lot. That's a huge lead. Okay, here we go. So that's a T2 car as well. So that's definitely not catching me. Even if I didn't have much of a lead, that would be struggling quite a bit to keep up. Once again, 10.9 run, 9.8 run. So it was actually quicker, but I had such a lead it didn't matter. So now it's T4 versus T5. This car is going to be real quick, but I got a 4-second head start here. All right. I better not screw this one up too much. I jumped right to 3rd, but at least the nitrous activated. That nitrous activation thing's got me a little bit paranoid. So I was kind of skipping the 3rd just so I know the nitrous would activate. Although it'd be quicker if I didn't skip the 3rd. So that was 5 gold keys. Let's move on. Now we're getting into the end. Someone keeps giving KJ a gearbox every year with a note. Learn how to shift. Happy holidays. Very cruel. Hilarious, but cruel. I don't know. I think it's hilarious. It's not cruel. If he can't shift, he can't shift. I'll take a free tranny any day. All right. Free tranny. Somebody will find offense with that term. Free transmission any day. How about that? Okay, 41. Nissan again. All right. So again, the trick with this Nissan thing is the nitrous. So I might as well just activate it in 3rd since it probably won't work in 2nd. Again, sort of skipped halfway through 2nd to 3rd, but hopefully it won't hurt my time too much. Did all right, 13.515. Some Nissan parts, but no red parts. It's all blue and green so far. Okay, back to easy. And this is again Nissan. But then after that, it'll be a Ford GT Stage 6. Okay, here we go. Racing against the Eclipse. Now, that one's not going to be as good a run because I hit red line. But nitrous at least activated. Oh, not too bad. 13.55 is not great, but it's not terrible either. So I'll take that and move on to the next. Okay, back to the Mustang still. So this is that GT Stage 6. Now here's the thing. I am only missing one Stage 6 for this Ford GT, and that's nitrous. If Donna was really in a holiday mood, she would give me nitrous. But knowing how the game works, I'm not counting on it. All right, let's try this. Now I should be able to easily win this, and I am. But the real question is, what do I get for a reward? Turbo! Duplicate. How nice. Yep, needed a nitrous, got a turbo, it figures. And turbo is one of the least useful stage 6s on this car. That's also, and of course, you're going to get that. Okay, well, no harm, no foul. I'll just have to keep buying Mustangs. Okay, so these are now, we're getting to the end here. These should start to get harder, right? Notice how it says challenging. Before it was always easy, but let's see how challenging it is. Now, my experience has been challenging is easy, hard is challenging, and then extreme is hard. Depending, unless it's super extreme, in which case you have no chance. But that's how I really would rate these. So challenging doesn't really impress me too much. Okay, here we go. All right, Mustang first. Try to get a good run out of this car so I can get a nice lead. I mean, with that size of a lead going into the second race, I just can't see them really. I mean, that is a T5 car, but still, I just don't see myself losing that easily. Okay, here we go. This is going to be the test. How close does he get to me will kind of determine how rough it'll get at the last one. He's just heading out. I'm almost at the end. There's another little pause there. Right. So I'm going into this final race again with a huge lead. As fast as this car will be, I doubt it's going to come close to catching me. Okay, here we go. Now, this is where I'm not going to want to screw up that nitrous. Okay, I want to get this working right. Yeah, kind of skip right to third, so I got the nitrous going. Ooh, yeah, that was easy. 1.6, 2 second lead. Decent chunk. And more bronze keys. Always can use more bronze keys. I'm going to add some gas though. Oh, it doesn't want me to. Okay. Well, we'll just wait till it runs out and then add it. Okay, race 45. Again, challenging. So these are all tougher races now. This time with the T2 car. I know that's going to be with the Mustang. And 47 is probably going to go back to this T2 car. All right, so this is a challenging race. What does that mean? It just means the opponent will be a little bit closer to your time than before. Probably give me about 0.05 or 0. Yeah, 0.1 maybe or more. Oh, quite a bit actually. Give me about that's a nice 4/10. Get some gold. I'm back over 10K again. Now with the Ford also says challenging. So challenging is essentially easy. Not a big deal, so nothing to be worried about. Again, the Mustang is going to pull ahead. It's a pretty easy car to drive. Done. 9.4, 9.8. Now, if you're not at least full stage 5 with full fusions, your times could drop into the 9.7, 9.8 pretty easily. So you're missing a lot of fusions, that's going to be a problem. Or if you're missing fusions but you have a few stage 6s, it'll compensate a little bit. But the truth is, the fusions will do more than an empty stage 6 will for the most part. Can I add gas now? Yes. Yes, I can, and I will. All right, so almost there, 47. Okay, now it says hard. Now, hard means that it'll be within about a tenth of your time. It could be a tenth, it could be a tenth and a half. Hard is usually challenging, okay, but not impossible. That means the stage 5 only WRX can beat this with enough fusions. Again, without fusions, this could become extreme and then you just can't make it. All right, stage 5 only WRX. So far close, but pulling away now. Of course, now I'm out of nitrous. Do they catch up? Not really. Look at that. So I got a nice margin here, a little over 0.15, almost 0.18. So again, challenging, hard. Hard is challenging. Challenging is easy. Easy is ridiculously easy. It's kind of no challenge at all. So far, nothing needed any stage 6s, and we're on race 48 coming up. All right, this is the Nissan Speed Trap. But again, all it says is challenging. That means it's probably in the 150s, but I can do 161. 157. This car will do 161 all day long. So again, don't need any stage 6s. Stage 5 will get you right on through this, no problem at all. Done. Okay, so 49. Once again, it says hard on a Mustang, but again, hard is challenging but not impossible, and chances are I'm gonna win this, and I don't need to upgrade anything. Okay, so this is a hard race. Let's see how hard it is. He's kind of close, and he's falling back. Eh, it's not that hard, right? So again, about a tenth plus, tenth and a half. That's typical of hard. Now, extreme comes in extreme that's really, really close and extreme that is impossible. So let's see what the next challenge says it's going to be. Extreme. And I kind of expected that because now you're really pushing it to the limit here. So notice it says extreme. There's chance here is that one, the extreme is just a really tight race and I can barely win, or the extreme it's totally impossible. Well, again, I'm trying to finish this thing without any stage 6s. Let's see if it'll let me, or that I'm going to be stuck here until I get a stage 6 onto one of the cars. Yeah, this present's extra special, but it's also extra difficult because it's extra special. Okay. Now, evaluating this, you can tell you're going to get your lead here. But these guys are going to cut that lead right back off. And that's where this is going to be the key here, whether I can drive the Nissan well and stay ahead of him. Because here I'll be ahead. Here they're probably going to catch up more than, or come pretty close. And then by this point, it's going to be a race. But notice, this is important. It's barely into the extreme. You still got a nice margin here. That's important to note. If this bar was full here, that means it's impossible. But this just means it's going to be kind of close, but doable. So with these, quote, slightly extreme races, the main key is don't make any major mistakes, and you should be fine. So I'm going to try to drive as well as I can with each car so I don't lose time. All right, this is going to be one of the first tougher ones. He's going to try to catch up, so I need to make at least a 10.9 run. Hopefully this will do it. The T5 is starting, and he's going to come at me real fast, but I got a nice lead. You guys caught that because I went through it kind of quick. But it went from extreme now to challenging, which means I have a good shot now of winning this. Again, I just can't seem to get that second gear right. Oh boy, he is coming, but not quite. And voila, we're done. So it went from extreme here to, after I won this race, to challenging. But I kind of hit the next two quick, so we didn't really see it. But basically, by this race, the margin's pretty big, and I beat him by basically 0.5, okay, almost half a second. So it's a large margin. Here's my gold. I'll take that. And this is your present, RAV10 Decennium, right? That's how you pronounce it? Okay, I'll take it. Yes, very nice. Another purple star car. And it's an Audi. It's an Audi, and I like Audi because Audis are easy to get fusions for. You just buy and strip TTRS, and it can give you everything up to Epic Fusions because it's a tier 2. It's a cheap car, it delivers fast. Plenty of ways to get fusions for Audi, so that's why I like Audis. And even the regular Audi V10 2016 T5 is pretty good with just stage 5 only with fusions. So I suspect this car won't be any worse. So I'm quite happy that I've acquired it. And given this account doesn't have as many options on cars, I am going to build it on this account. Also, it's a pretty cool looking car. I'm not sure I like the front all that much, to be honest. But generally speaking, overall, it's not, it's R8s look pretty nice. So this one's decent. I kind of like the way the wheels look too. Bronze on the matte gray is a nice combination. Well, there it is. That was the Holiday Cup, and I just did that whole thing without any stage 6s. So you should not have to struggle through this cup, but you do need fusions. Another thing I want to just mention before I finish this video is this. In the dealership, Donna is selling these cars if this ever loads. So in the dealership, you can come here and you can get these wonderful cars that shows it has a star. Okay, notice they got their stars. But I bought one of these on my main account earlier, and after I got it, I went and looked at the number of fusion slots it had. Despite the fact that they're visually stars, these are exactly the same number of fusion slots as the normal one you buy from dealership without the stars, which means they are slower. And if they are slower, those 3 bought from the dealer here will not be able to make it through all the way on stage 5 only. Some of the final races may be too hard. So keep that in mind. If you're not using cars you pulled from crates from Donna's what they call it, the whatever her thing. Wow, I'm drawing a blank here. What is this called? Rare imports. That's it. So if you didn't pull it from rare imports, then it doesn't count. Those cards are going to be slower. So if you bought it from that event just for the event and you're a newer player, remember what I showed in this video are 3 cards I pulled from keys. And with stage 5 only, they did the job. But if you have less fusion slots, your cards are going to be slower, and therefore those 3 cards will not be able to make it through on stage 5 only. Anyway, that is the Holiday Cup with Donna. I hope you enjoyed the video. Any questions, feel free to ask me. And if you liked the video, please leave a like. Let me know that you enjoyed it. And please, if you like my videos, subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. Have a good one. I'll catch you next time.